So in this particular lecture I will discuss about the mechanism of immunity, the cells involved in immunity, and the cytochemical signals. So the cytokines that are involving in immunity. So let us discuss about the mechanism of immunity. So I'm going to discuss about mechanism of immunity. So in mechanism, so first you need to know certain basics such as the cells that are involving in immunity. So let me tell about cells in immunity. So we have two types of cells. Okay. So we have T cells and B cells. Okay. So we have T cells and B cells. These T cells and B cells plays an important role in mechanism of immunity. Now let me discuss about the types of T cells. So further we have four types of T cells. So we have helper T cells, then cytotoxic T cells, then we have regulatory T cells, or they are also called as suppressor T cells, and we have memory T cells. Memory T cells. So these are the four types of T cells we have. Then coming to the B cells, we have two types of B cells. So normal B cells and active form of B cells. So the active form of B cells are called as plasma cells. Okay. So these are the types of cells that are involved in immunity. We have T cells and B cells. T cells include helper T cells, cytotoxic T cells, regulatory T cells and memory T cells. Whereas B cells include normal B cells and the activated B cells. So these cells plays a crucial role in the immunity. Now these cells will communicate each other by some chemicals. So for example, a helper T cell will communicate with the cytotoxic T cell by some chemicals. Okay, with some chemicals they will signal each other, they will communicate each other, and these cell signaling molecules are called as cytokines. So these cell signaling molecules are called as cytokines. So any two immune cells will communicate each other by a chemicals called cytokines. So we have different types of cytokines. We have interleukins, interferons, tumor necrosis factor, platelet activating factors, cathelicidins, then we have defensins, and even we have some types of chemokines. So all these are different types of chemicals that are used by the immune cells to communicate each other. So some of the types of cytokines include, we have interleukins, interferons, tumor necrosis factor, platelet activating factors, cathelicidins, defensins, and chemokines are some types of cytokines we have. So all these together called as cytokines, and they are cell signaling molecules. And these cell signaling molecules plays a vital role in communicating among the immune cells. So now you know the cells involved in the immunity. Then you know the signals, the chemicals that are the cytokines that are involving in immunity, and we need to know one more basics called MHC system. Okay. So MHC stands for major histocompatibility complex. Okay. So major histocompatibility complex, or rather than major histocompatibility complex, it is also called as human leukocyte antigens. They are also called as human leukocyte antigens. Now these MHC have three classes. So we have three classes of MHC complex. So class 1, class 2, and class 3. So what is the significance of this MHC system? So the main significance of this MHC system is the MHC acts as an identity, a cellular identity. So these are certain markers or receptors that are present in each and every cell in our body. So typically all our body cells will contain class 1 MHC receptors. So all non-immune cells, I cannot say non-immune cells, all cells in our body will contain, MHC1. So all cells will contain this particular receptor called MHC1. So all these normal cells we will have MHC1 receptors, whereas particularly the antigen presenting cells. So there is a class of different types of cells called antigen presenting cells. Only on the surface of antigen presenting cells, we will find MHC2 markers. MHC2 marker present only in antigen presenting cells. We have different types of antigen presenting cells. We have macrophages, then we have dendritic cells, and even B cells are certain antigen presenting cells. So the role of antigen presenting cell I will discuss when I am talking about the mechanism of immunity. So first let you know the basics of immunity. So these are the different types of antigen presenting cells we have. We have macrophages, dendritic cells and B cells. Further, these dendritic cells, based upon their location, they are further classified. They are classified further depending upon their location. The dendritic cells are classified further. Now let me give you some examples of different types of dendritic cells. We have maybe 3 types of dendritic cells. Okay, if these dendritic cells present in the lymph nodes, if these dendritic cells present in the lymph nodes, means those dendritic cells are called as follicular dendritic cells. Follicular dendritic cells. So the dendritic cells that are present in the lymph nodes are called as follicular dendritic cells. Then if these dendritic cells present in the spleen, then those cells are called as splenic dendritic cells. Splenic dendritic cells. Okay. And we have one more dendritic cells that are present in the skin, beneath the skin. So the cells that are present beneath the skin, the dendritic cells that are present beneath the skin are called as Langerhans cells of skin. Langerhans cells of spleen. So these are the 3 different types of dendritic cells we have, and all these are called as antigen presenting cells. So we have 3 types of antigen presenting cells. We have macrophages, dendritic cells and B cells. So further, the dendritic cells are of 3 types: follicular dendritic cells, splenic dendritic cells and Langerhans dendritic cells. So these are the different types of antigen presenting cells, and this is a system called major histocompatibility system, or it is also called as human leukocyte antigens. And these antigens, these particular MHC receptors will act as a identification markers. For example, all normal cells will have the MHC1, and the only antigen presenting cells will have MHC2. Now, the purpose of these two is, it is like an identity markers on each and every cell. So all our human body cells will have either MHC1 or MHC2. So all our antigen presenting cells will have MHC2 on them. Now what they will do is, whenever any cell coming to the surface of antigen presenting cell, they will communicate each other by receptors. Okay, they will communicate each other by, for example, if it is a T cell and if it is a macrophage, this T cell will communicate with the antigen presenting cell by a receptor called T cell receptor. Now what this T cell receptor will do is, it will read whether the antigen presenting cell has MHC2 or not. It will read the MHC2 on the surface of antigen presenting cell by the helper T cell. So helper T cell will have MHC1. So this MHC1 and MHC2 will act as a reading receptors. So they will read each other. Only if it is rectified, only if it is confirmed that it is a MHC, where it is has a MHC, where it has a MHC2 receptor, then only it will convey the information. So it is a method of identifying our own cells. Our own cells will identify each other by this particular MHC complex. Only antigen presenting cells will have MHC2, whereas all other cells will have MHC1. Now let me tell you one important thing. If our antigen presenting cell don't have this receptor, means MHC2 receptor, means due to some problem, if it lost its MHC2 receptor, means our T cells will treat this antigen presenting cell as a foreign body because it does not have receptors. Can you, for example, if you are in an organization and you have given some identity card for them, okay, to identify them as our worker. Now, if they lost their identity card, means can we trust the person who is coming into our organization without an identity card? Can you trust that he is our own person? It is really challenging if your organization has tens of thousands of people. So the same problem will get for our immune system also. That is why immune system will give ID cards for each and every cell. So normal cells will have ID card called MHC1, whereas antigen presenting cells will have identity card called MHC2. If these identity cards are not present on their cells, means they will treat as a foreign and they will execute the killing orders by the immune system. So our MHC system plays an important role in self-identifying of our own cells. Okay, so this is all about the MHC system. Now let me discuss about the mechanism of immunity. So mechanism of immunity. So I'm going to erase all this. I'm going to discuss about mechanism of immunity. So before discussing about mechanism of immunity, I forgot to tell one important thing, that other than cytotoxic cells, we have one more types of cells called natural killer cells. Both cytotoxic cell and natural killer cells has the same role. Their role is to kill viruses and tumors. The cancer tumors and viruses will be killed by cytotoxic T cells and natural killer cells. Okay, that I will discuss during the mechanism. Now let me discuss about the actual mechanism of immunity. Now let me draw a blood vessel here. So for example, this is a blood vessel. Okay, so this is a blood vessel. Now a pathogen entered into our blood. A pathogen, for example, a bacteria entered into our blood. So this is a bacteria and it entered into our blood. So whenever any bacteria entered into our blood, our immune system will get activated. This bacteria will release certain chemicals into the blood, and those chemicals are called as PAMs. Those chemicals are called as PAMs. PAM stands for pathogen associated molecular markers. Pathogen associated molecular substances. Okay. So PAM stands for pathogen associated molecular markers or substances are called as PAMs. So what is the, okay, now this bacteria releases some chemicals into the blood. Okay, so some of the chemicals also includes opsocins. OPSOSINs, opsocins. So this bacteria can release two types of chemicals. One is pathogen associated molecular patterns and second one is opsocins. Now whenever these opsocins is released into the blood, immediately the macrophage will get activated. So there are circulating macrophages in the blood. So this is a macrophage, and this macrophage will, triggered by these chemicals, it will get attracted towards the chemicals released by the bacteria. This macrophage will get attracted towards the chemicals released by the bacteria, and this attraction is called as chemotaxis. This attraction is called as chemotaxis. That is, it will get attracted towards the pathogen. Okay. Now this macrophage is an antigen presenting cell. It is an antigen presenting cell. So what is the purpose of antigen presenting cell? Now this antigen presenting cell will go to the nearby pathogen. Okay, and it will start digesting the pathogen. Now this antigen presenting cell will digest the pathogen. It will digest the pathogen. The pathogen has been digested. After digestion of the pathogen, the pathogenic foreign antigen will be expressed on the surface of antigen presenting cell. When it is expressing, it will express along with MHC2 molecule. I already said that antigen presenting cells will have MHC2 marker, right? So along with the MHC2 marker, it will express the pathogenic antigen on the surface of the macrophage. And since it is present in the pathogenic antigen on the surface of macrophage, that is why it is called as antigen presentation. I think it is presenting this pathogenic antigen to something that to whom it is presenting, I will tell later. Okay, just stick to this process. Now the digestion of pathogen by macrophage is called as phagocytosis. The digestion of pathogen by macrophage is called as phagocytosis. So after phagocytosis, it will present the antigen to other cells called T cells. Before that, let me tell how many types of antigen presenting cells we have in the body. So as I said in the previously, we have three types of antigen presenting cells. They are one, macrophages, or they can be dendritic cells, or they can be even B cells. So all these three cells will act as a antigen presenting cells. And as I said, these dendritic cells are of three types: follicular dendritic cells, then we have splenic dendritic cells, and we have Langerhans cells of skin. So these are the different types of antigen presenting cells we have, and all these antigen presenting cells will have a surface marker called MHC2. So all antigen presenting cells will have major histocompatibility complex 2 or HLA2. So HLA2 marker will present on the surface. Okay, so coming back to the point, so here the macrophage digests the pathogenic peptides, pathogenic antigen, and the pathogenic antigen has been presented on the surface of macrophage along with the MHC2 marker. Now this pathogenic antigen will be presented to a helper T cell. So there is a cell called helper T cell. Now this helper T cell will read the pathogenic antigen. Okay, this helper T cell will read the pathogenic antigen by a receptor called T cell receptor. By a receptor called T cell receptor. Now with the help of this T cell receptor, our helper T cell will read what the antigen present on the surface of macrophage. Now this T cell receptor is binded with MHC1 actually. So along with this MHC1, it has a T cell receptor. Now this T cell, with the help of T cell receptor, it will read it as a pathogen. For example, it is maybe malaria parasite. Now the malaria parasite has been readed by the helper T cell. After reading, this helper T cell will convey this information to call other cells. We have different types of other T cells, like we have cytotoxic T cells, B cells, we have suppressor T cells, regulatory T cells, memory T cells. Now what it will do, let us see. Now this helper T cell will read the instructions given on the macrophage. After that, the T cell will get activated. After T cell activation, it will convert to two types of T cells. It will convert to two types of T cells. One is helper T cell 1 and other one is helper T cell 2. It will convert to two types of T cells, helper T cell 1 and helper T cell 2. Now this helper T cell 1 will call our cytotoxic T cells. It will call cytotoxic T cells. It will call cytotoxic T cells. As the name suggests, cytotoxic T cells are very potent in nature. They are like Bahubali. No, they will kill everyone. They are like they are very good at killing every cells. They will kill both pathogens and also they will kill our own cells. That is the problem with cytotoxic T cell. They will kill the bacteria, at the same time they will kill our own normal cells. Okay, so that is why it is cytotoxic. It will kill normal cells also. That's the problem with cytotoxic T cells. Okay, now how this helper T cell will call the cytotoxic T cell? Now it will call the cytotoxic T cells to kill the parasite. Okay, so this helper T cell 1 will call cytotoxic T cells by releasing some chemicals, some cytokines. Those cytokines are called as interleukin 2. It will call cytotoxic T cell by interleukin 2 and one more cytokine called gamma interferon. So with the help of interleukin 2 and gamma interferon, helper T cell 1 will call the cytotoxic T cell. Now the cytotoxic T cell will come to the location of infection and it will start destroying the pathogen. Along with the pathogen, it will kill our own normal cells, maybe the normal endothelial cells of the blood vessel. In order to prevent the normal cell injury, there is a specialized cell to regulate the cytotoxic T cell activity. Okay, and that specialized cell who will regulate. So for example, let me draw a cytotoxic T cell like a very angry person. Okay, so he is very angry person, he will kill the normal cells also. So in order to control the cytotoxic T cell activity, we have one more dedicated cell to suppress the cytotoxic T cell activity. So that suppressor cell is called as suppressor T cell. It is also called as SUPP, suppressor T cell. So suppressor T cell activity is to suppress the activity of cytotoxic T cell. So cytotoxic T cell activity will be suppressed by the suppressor T cell. Suppressor T cell is also called as regulatory T cell. So regulatory T cell or suppressor T cell is same. The only role of suppressor T cell is to regulate the cytotoxic T cell activity. Okay, this is all about the cytotoxic T cells, and the cytotoxic T cells are called by helper T cells 1 by releasing two cytokines called interleukin 2 and gamma interferon. Now, other than cytotoxic T cells, we have another specialized cells that will kill the viruses especially. So if there is any virus entered into our blood, means this virus will be potentially killed by a very dedicated specialized cell called natural killer cell. So both natural killer cell and cytotoxic T cell has same effects where they will kill the pathogens and also they will kill the cancer cells. So this is the role of natural killer cells. Even the natural killer comes here, as the name suggests, they will kill everything. So even the natural killer cell activity will be regulated by regulatory T cell or suppressor T cell. Okay, so that is the role of suppressor T cell and regulatory T cell. Meanwhile, this helper T cell 2 will call the B cells. It will inform the scenario to the B cells. So that B cells will get activated. They will get activated and they will convert to something called plasma cells. And these plasma cells will start producing antibodies. These plasma cells will start producing antibodies specifically to kill the pathogen. Okay? Helper T cell 2 will play an important role in calling the B cells, and B cells will get activated and they will produce antibodies. Okay? Now, this helper T cells 2 will call the B cells by a cytokines called interleukin 4 and interleukin 5. With the help of interleukin 4 and interleukin 5, the helper T cells 2 will call the B cells to kill the pathogen. Okay? Now the B cell will get activated and it will create plasma cells, and plasma cells will produce antibodies, and these antibodies will kill the pathogen. So this is the mechanism of B cells on destroying the pathogens. Now I will tell some terms for these cells. Okay? Helper T cells will have a surface marker called 4, cluster differentiation 4. So helper T cells will have, they are also called as CD4 cells. Helper T cells are also called as CD4 cells, whereas the cytotoxic T cells are also called as CD8 cells. Cytotoxic T cells are also called as CD8 cells. So CD8 cells or cytotoxic T cells are same, and helper T cells or CD4 cells are same. Okay. Now, this is the overall mechanism of immunity to kill a pathogen. See how beautiful it is. I will tell once again. Whenever pathogen enters into our body, a pathogen will start releasing two markers, pathogen-associated molecular patterns and opsocins. Due to these chemicals, a macrophage will get attracted towards the pathogen by a process called chemotaxis. Then after getting attracted to the pathogen, it will digest, and that is called phagocytosis. Now, this antigen present in cells, we have three types. It can be a macrophage, it can be a dendritic cells or B cells. Dendritic cells, we have follicular dendritic cells, splenic dendritic cell, Langerhans cell of spleen, okay, skin. After digesting the pathogen, this antigen presenting cell will express the pathogenic peptides on the surface of macrophage along with a marker called MHC2. Along with MHC2, it will represent the antigen of the pathogen. Now, it will present this antigen to the helper T cell. So, helper T cell will get activated. Helper T cell will read the antigen of pathogenic antigen on the surface of antigen presenting cell by a receptor called T cell receptor, and all helper T cells or all other cells will have MHC1. With the help of MHC1, the MHC2 molecule antigenic determination will be read by the helper T cell receptor of the helper T cell. After that, helper T cell will get activated. The activated helper T cell will get turn into two types of cells, two types of cell subsets called helper T cell 1 and helper T cell 2. Helper T cell 1 will call the cytotoxic T cell, and hypotoxic T cell is very good at killing the pathogens, and also hyper T cell can kill our own normal cells. So that is the major problem with the okay, the problem with cytotoxic T cell. And cytotoxic T cell are also called as CD8 cells, and these cytotoxic T cells will kill the pathogen. Meanwhile, their activity will be regulated by the suppressor T cells or regulatory T cells. So regulatory T cells will regulate the cytotoxic T cell activity, whereas the B cells will get activated by helper T cell 2. Okay, so helper T cell 2 will release interleukin 4 and interleukin 5, and it will in turn produces the activates the plasma cells, and plasma cells will produce antibodies, and that antibodies will kill the pathogen. Okay, so this is how the mechanism of immunity occurs. So in my next lecture, I will discuss about the classification, and thank you very much. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. So thank you very much.